Why Igbos are angry? The case of Bokku Mart. Some people say their shelves are empty, but that is not really why we are here. We need to settle this. This has been in the news for a while, but we need to add our own say before it totally dies down. I went to Twitter space yesterday. I saw a lot of comments. These people are not even apologizing, which is what they are supposed to do. But it's typical of them. We understand that this attack is coming from almost all directions. But we have God. We will win because we have God. Because these people cannot exactly say what's wrong we did to them. Everything they are doing is born out of jealousy. So based on comments we saw, they said across Lagos, Bokku Mart stores are empty. And they are not empty because there is a fire outbreak, but because of strike. Meanwhile, I don't think they are empty. If they are empty of food, I don't sabi. But I'm here to address certain things. Igbos are not happy. That is why I'm here. And Igbos are speaking with one voice. It's a case of anger, misunderstanding, pride, and power. Some people, like I told you, they say that the mart, mart is like a shop. Bokku Mart, it's like an outlet, just like nice, different kind of stores, big stores, just like ShopRite and the rest of them. So some people say the shelves are already empty, and I see some people taking pictures from there saying, people are queuing to buy. Meanwhile, the fact I want to register is that Igbo people are angry. And I don't think what Bokku Mart did was right. And what we are expecting from Bokku Mart, they are yet to do it. They are supposed to apologize. And if they are not ready to apologize, Igbo people, you should know what to do. You cannot hold the light or torchlight for your enemy. I'm not saying you should make enmity, but then you cannot give somebody a knife for the person to kill you. That is not how it is done. You have to play safe, yes. So let's go to how it started. It started with an advert, a short Bokku Mart promotional video. I'll play the video now. It surfaced online. An influencer jokingly said, but it's not a joke. You don't joke with things like that. He said, no Omo Igbo can cheat me.
For 250 here, but 27 at the market. Jollof is sold for 200 at Bokku, but 250 at the market. So you mean I can get beans and gari jebu at Bokku without any Omoibo cheating me? Oh man, I started questioning my reality when I found out that power oil is still in at but it's 4.5 at the market. Pad is being sold for as low as 1,750. Go on and on and on. I can speak for all girls when I say it's so relaxing to shop without somebody pulling you from left and right. Shout my color, my color. And nothing beats a jet holiday than buying bread fresh from the bakery. Condition to think that comfort is expensive, but it doesn't really have to be. Bokku to me is a smarter and a softer way to shop.
She should have said, nobody can cheat me. Why Omo Igbo? And the problem is that people at the top are helping them. So it's it's something that is now part of them to insult or to label Igbos in bad faith or to attack the Igbo in any way they can. If not, how can he say, no Omo Igbo can cheat me? Meanwhile, we'll tell you where all of this started. That particular thing she said, the Omo Igbo inside was all it took to set off the storm, actually. People saw it as a disrespectful slur, and it is disrespectful. Many said it's a mockery of Igbo traders, and that is what it is, who for decades has powered Nigeria's market, industries, and import economy. So within hours of this of that post, social media exploded, and there were calls to boycott Bokku Mart. This calls spread like wildfire, and soon It was alleged that the once busy stores became ghostly silent. Whichever, whether it's busy or not, my main aim here is not to check whether it's silent, but to redress this. We will be taking measures. Igbos will be using boycott and other ways. We'll be taking measures to address certain things. We realize these people are filled with this hate and anger. We also look for measures to counter it. I don't say we have to fight or attack anybody, but we can boycott people. Yes. If somebody constantly shows you he doesn't like you, will you force yourself on that person? You boycott the person. Uh-huh. But there is a background to what happened, and nobody is talking about that background. For people who don't know, it did not just start with that Bokku Mart recent one. No. This thing has been there, but this recent one did not start with Bokku Mart. It did not start with that advert, the Bokku Mart story. No, it didn't start with that advert. It started weeks earlier. A man called Very Dark Man of VDM. It started with his trip to China. During the trip, VDM told Nigerians that VDM has no experience in business. So, he's just coming in. It's not like he's importing. No, he wants to buy certain goods, just like Mama go to market, buy certain things brought for her children. He's not yet ready to get into the business and understand how this business works. So during his trip to China, he told Nigerians that he wanted to crash prices by linking directly with Chinese factories. An inexperienced talk. And he claimed that some importers, especially the Igbo businessmen, were inflating prices to exploit Nigerian people. He didn't mention them at first, but soon his tone became sharper. He called them cartels and greedy dealers. You saw the videos prior to that of B-Lord, but we'll come to that B-Lord story. There are videos, and some Igbo people who are representative of certain marketers started defending themselves. I wasn't really worried. Some people are saying he will destroy Igbo business. I say, one man, how much he can get to destroy Igbo business? He will only do his turn and go. A lot of people have done theirs, and you cannot stop Igbo. If you block Lagos, Igbo will trade in Ghana and other places in Africa. You can't stop these people. You can block them in your locality, your area. They will do well somewhere else. Me, I even want more Igbos to come to East to do their business. I even want more of them to come. You understand? So, J-Pack, Wagaji were like, oh, this guy is destroying. I told them, he's not destroying Igbo business. He can't. He doesn't have the muzzle. Yes, he doesn't have even 0.25% of what it takes. Even though it's possible he might have such intention, but he doesn't have the power. There's a difference between having an intention, oh, I want to destroy these whole places. Then the power to do it, it remains the power to do it. I don't know his intention. But I'm aware that, and I know that he cannot stop Igbo business. I don't know his intention, whether he was importing his own. But the way he portrayed himself, many people would think, oh, he was sent, he was empowered to attack Igbo. So after the JPAC Wagaji disagreement with him and the Chinese man, what's that his name? Rose. Then come to the clash with B-Lord. His comment didn't go unnoticed. Popular Igbo businessman, B-Lord, and other motorcycle electronics importers from Nnewi and Onitsha, they fired back. We hear about Bola. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Bola here. They told VDM to slow down, that importation is not like buying pepper in the market. I told you earlier. They explained that behind every product are taxes, duties, high exchange rates, and port delays. He doesn't understand that one. You just jump into matter because you are VDM. You jump into things you don't understand because they call you VDM, because they hail you. So they told him, VDM, you have no moral right to talk about crashing prices when he never imported even a single container. To them, his words were just ignorant. They were insulting. And like I said, the guy is talking without experience. Yeah. So it went from economic debate to tribal insult. At first, it seemed like it's just an online argument about business, but soon it turned tribal. So many Igbo people began to feel targeted, as if their hard work, their sweat, their legacy in trade was being disrespected in public. And when the Bokku Mart advert dropped with that Omoibo phrase, it felt like a continuation of the same disrespect. It was as if the world was saying again, Igbo people are cheats. That is an insult. It's not that that will stop Igbo, but it's an insult, it's an embarrassment. And that is why the anger was so deep. That's why the boycott was so united. Even if the Bokku Mart is still there, I believe a lot of Igbo people would have boycotted buying. They would have sold more. They could be selling, but they would have sold more than they used to. But some people are venting their anger. It wasn't just about that advert you see. No. It was about years of subtle mockery, jealousy, and misunderstanding of Igbo success. Now, here is the real issue. Understanding business, not hating people. The truth is simple. VDM is fighting from a consumer angle. He wants cheaper goods, okay? But he doesn't yet understand the system. The import business is complex. It involves forex rates. You do exchanges to buy. For you to buy to China, you convert your naira to dollar. There are things involved. There are the port charges, the container fees, clearing agents, transport, and risk. These things make prices rise, not just greedy businessmen. You don't understand the rudiments of something, you just, and the worst is for you to call names. Eh? And guess what? If the government fixes the dollar rate, custom bottlenecks and multiple taxes, price will naturally drop without attacking any tribe. Now, here is a danger. There's what we call populist narratives. The bigger danger here is that social media can easily twist something like economic problems into tribal hate. VDM is so famous, and when a famous voice like VDM says cartels and Igbo importers, they listen. But not everyone separates business criticism from ethnic insult. That's how small words became big wars. I don't know whether they are still dragging it because I hardly play those videos, but because of a lot of people talk about it constantly, I get to understand that these things are happening. I play some of the videos. A video can trigger a nationwide boycott, and that's how unity begins to crack. Why are the Igbo people angry? The Igbo people are not angry because of one influencer. They are angry because of a pattern, a repeated pattern, a pattern of disrespect for the people who built Nigeria's trade backbone. From Aba to Nnewi to Alaba, Lagos, Igbo have turned small stores into empires, and apprentices into millionaires. Yet they are still mocked and envied for their success. And that is why this Bokku Mart boycott became a symbol, a way of saying enough is enough. And Igbo has to work on something more structural that would disadvantage anyone trying to trample on them. Yes, this particular issue shouldn't divide the love some of us have for ourselves. because there are still good Yorubas, good Hausas, good Igbos. He didn't divide that love we still have. Uh-huh. But it is a lesson. Now for VDM, learn before you speak. Understand the economics before accusing people. Advice for VDM. Then advice for Bokku Mart. Respect cultural sensitivity. A single careless phrase can destroy a brand. You understand? And for Igbo, keep turning the anger to strength. When they abuse you, the ego, they say the ego flies. The tougher the wind, the higher the ego flies. That's what this implies. And Ndibo, your unity showed the world that when you move together, no one can silence you. But channel that unity towards building and teaching, not just reacting. We are still Nigeria now. As a Nigerian, I believe what happened at Bokku Mart is a reflection of how disconnected we have become from truth. We attack what we don't understand. We insult what we envy. The Igbos are not your problem. Your problem is the system, the Nigerian system. Until we fix import policies, electricity, and forex, no one can truly crash prices. So instead of fighting one another, fight your real enemy, which is the bad governance and economic ignorance. We can actually do things together while Nigeria remains. We can actually do things together. We can have some form of unity. So if you believe in fairness, then support truth, not tribalism. Let's respect every tribe, every trader, every hustler who keeps the Nigeria dream while it lasts alive. Because when one group is insulted, the whole nation bleeds. This program represents analysis and public commentary on trending social issues. It is not to incite hatred or division, but to promote understanding, respect, and unity among all. Bokku Mart may be empty or filled or may be still very busy today, but the message is full and clear. Never underestimate a united people. Never insult a people's dignity, because respect is the true currency of business.